On this week's Silver Screen Report, we're backstage with the cast of The Addams Family, downtown for Indie Grids and the International Festival, and on Harbison Boulevard to check out Irmo's newest hotspot.
Good afternoon, Dutch Fork. Today is Friday, April 20th, and your Silver Screen Report starts now.
Last weekend, the theater department showcased its production of the Addams Family musical. Max Franks was there.
The theater production flaunted their talent last week as they showed their production of Addams Family.
A lot of work. We've been working on this show for 4 months, which is longer than you typically spend on a musical. And typically, the rehearsal process is like 10 weeks, so a lot of effort into this. But I really feel thrilled with where we got to. I'm really proud that we put that extra kind of time into it because I really feel like this is a really solid show.
It was very stressful the last couple weeks and the last couple days, but honestly, in the end, we all came together as like a family and just like worked together, and it turned out really, really good.
The play was really tedious and it took a long time, but overall, when it all came together, it turned out really great.
With every play, there is a chance that even the cast dislikes a production. But the cast of The Addams Family walked out with glowing reviews.
Truthfully, it just took a lot of memorization and, work to get our lines down and our footwork down, and just the grind of going through after-school practices and having fun, trying to come together as a team more than, because if we come together as a team, then we can have a successful play anyway.
First show, I felt really nervous. I didn't know what to expect, but after the next few shows, I started to get used to how the audience would be like and how everyone would, if anyone would miss their cues, and I got used to it, so it went well.
I feel like from where we started to where we finished, I think it was a massive growth, and it was just excellent.
Working on a play isn't easy for almost everyone in a production. But all that hard work pays off.
Not just a class, it's a family, and just being a part of it, you get to experience stuff you didn't get to experience before, and you get to make new friends. And honestly, the end of plays are worse than the beginning of them because you just have to that soon you have to let people go, and that's what I'm most sad about. Our seniors are leaving this year, and we've grown together as a family. So.
Nothing else that they are drawn to like this experience, like the experience of coming together and putting on a show. That is a thrill and a joy to be a part of.
I recommend theater because it's just a great group of kids that are, looking forward to having fun and learning more about the arts and utilizing their talents as best as they can. And it's a real family.
Theater is more than a class for this ensemble, and they view each other as more than friends, as a family. This has been Max Franks with your Silver Screen Report.
For this week's Kids in the Hall, we asked students about their favorite stage plays.
I love Hamilton. That is one of my favorite musicals. Just the historical aspects of it are really intriguing, and the way it's done is just incredible. I also love Phantom of the Opera and Chicago. Those are a couple other of my favorites.
So my favorite play is Othello. I read it last year in Miss Gascon's English class, and I really liked it just because of the crazy twists and turns, has a good plot.
My favorite musical would probably be Newsies because I love the fact that all the guys can come and work together and just go and make their voices be heard over the evil tyrant that I would call him, and just show that their opinions and voices matter.
I'd say my favorite play is the Book of Mormon because it's extremely funny, it's super offensive, but they're really creative in how they do it. And also High School Musical because it got me really excited for high school until I came here, of course.
The annual Columbia International Festival celebrates all cultures and brings people from all over the world closer together. Here's Solomon Diggs with the story.
From music to food to performing arts, the Columbia International Festival took place at South Carolina State Fairgrounds, bringing people from different nationalities together as one. Travelers went from booth to booth to learn more about a culture through pictures, artifacts, and more. Groups representing different countries put on music and dance performances representing their heritage. This festival is a small taste of what traveling around the world feels like. This has been Solomon Dix with your Silver Screen Report.
The SAT word of the week is eclectic, an adjective meaning consisting of a diverse variety of elements.
Indie Grits, a multi-day music and film festival, celebrated its 12th year last weekend. Bailey Hunter gets an inside scoop of the festival and its attractions.
Students from Dutch Fork High School. Indie Grits started off 12 years ago as just a film festival aiming to showcase the best in DIY, experimental, amazing, progressive Southern film. And since then, it's kind of grown into not only including film, but also art, technology, like indie video games, as well as music. And this year is our 12th year, and it's bigger than ever before. It's just some of the best, most exciting work that's happening in the South right now. A big part of the Indie Grits ethos that I want everyone to know about is that everything that you see, every song that you hear, everything that you experience in this festival is from the South. So if you're like, oh, I got this cool band, they're from Philadelphia, I'm not interested, I don't care. I don't care, because they're not, it's about having a festival that is wall-to-wall Southern, and yet still so progressive, so cutting edge and exciting, confounding and puzzling and lovely and exciting and sad and happy and all that. You don't have to go to New York or California if you want to get that experience. It's right here. That's what we're all about. It's different every year. It's different every minute. What I like about it, especially now, is that a lot of people have been coming up to me with fears of like missing out, you know, and they're like, well, I can't go to this and that at the same time because we had a lot of stuff going on. And I just reassure them that everything that we have is killer, because it is. And no matter where you are exactly where you need to be. And this is our first year where I can feel really comfortable about just saying, like, everywhere you go, you've won the lottery. It's like, it's all really incredible work. And, you know, you can see what kind of suits your fancy, but at the end of the day, if you just drift around, you're going to stumble into something mind-blowing. Yeah, we were going to do it at this bowl.
So I've been with the festival 4 years now, and I started working with Indie Grits while I was still in college, so it's been like my first step into the world and into specifically the art world. And I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity to just like completely experience everything that, you know, this community has to offer. It's definitely helped me grow as someone who can organize things and appreciate things, but also, like, I mean, when you watch a zillion films, like, it's broadened my perspective of the world, and it's something that we offer our community. It's like, you know, you can hear voices that are oftentimes unheard, experience stories that you might not otherwise be able to experience. And, you know, also being the projectionist, I have to watch every second of every film to make sure it works. So if I don't go crazy, I will come out of that usually pretty enlightened, or at least feeling like I've lived 1,000 lives. So yeah, it's really impacted my life in a really positive way. If you don't go to this, you messed up. You blew it.
Between each of the individuals.
In collaboration with the Indie Grits Festival, former Dutch Fork student Justin Daniels, aka Hero, performed Saturday night. We sat down with Justin after his set to talk about his career as a musician and Columbia scene.
I fell in love with hip hop probably my 11th grade year at school, and I remember handing out like a mixtape called Who is Junior Blaze, which was terrible, but it was cool for the time, and it was something where it let everybody know that I was kind of more serious. There were people that said it was trash, and then there were a lot of people that were like, you know, honestly, man, if you keep working at it, you'll be better. And that was one of the biggest things I did, was I was like, I took that criticism, you got to take that criticism and turn it into something positive. And there's a lot of great things about our city, and there's a lot of people that are doing a lot of good in the city. It comes with, everything's going to come with its own, you know, set of turmoil and things. But I think for the most part, one of the things we're working on is we're trying to get more venues that allow us to do like even like local hip hop. I think what's cool is they have so many different things you can do for Indy Grits. Like they have the games outside, they have, you know, the films, you have the music. Jordan Lawrence did a great job putting all that together. But I mean, you have so many options, but it's all art, and that's what's beautiful about it. So the way that I have to keep going is I have to look at it where I define success, you know, in my own way. And to me, it's like if I can, you know, I have fun doing music and stuff like that. Like that's really what makes me and keeps me going. And I do feel like I've made a lot of progress since the beginning. And you know, I feel like that's really it. It's just finding what defines you and then driving for that. If you don't have that motivation, then honestly, man, like I've seen plenty of people do it and they quit like later on, but I'm still going with it. And I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So.
Handcrafted milkshakes, infused teas, and fresh smoothies were just a few things to expect at Harbison's newest cafe. Here's Todd Whittington and Maddie McCormick with a scoop.
Today on Silver Screen, we're reviewing Harbison's hot new cafe, Steam and Ice.
Steam and Ice is located right beside 2nd and Charles and behind Sonic and Rush's.
They offer a variety of milkshakes, coffees, and smoothies.
One of the hottest attractions of this new cafe is the reusable glass bottles in the boutique feel. Social media buzz has been around this restaurant for a while as they top all of their milkshakes with a layer of cotton candy.
Now let's go in and see what they have to offer. The atmosphere is really nice and friendly. You're pretty welcomed when you come in, and overall it's just really nice.
It's like any local Starbucks coffee shop, anything like that, but it's much smaller and much more of a boutique atmosphere, which is kind of reflected in the cost. The milkshakes start around $7.50, coffees go around $6.50.
I think it's pretty unique overall. Like, most places don't have cotton candy on top of their milkshakes or the glass bottle designs. My favorite part was getting to discover all the different flavors and different kind of milkshakes, smoothies, and coffees they have.
The glass bottles are good for like environmental impact, that you're not throwing away plastic every time you're getting a glass bottle and you're reusing it. And it's just a really fun concept. And on that, let's try the shakes.
So the chocolate waterfall is really good. It has bits of brownie in it, and you can definitely taste it when you're drinking it.
And I got the peaches and cream, and it's one of the best peach drinks I've ever had.
It's definitely pretty rich and sugary, so if you like things on the sweeter side, you'll definitely like the things they have here.
This has been Todd Whittington
and Maddie McCormick with their Silver Screen Report.
Teens with part-time jobs have more to worry about than just their education. Kylie Fine takes a look at how students juggle work with school.
Part-time jobs are a common way teens spend their weekends and evenings.
At my job, I get to help people at the movies. I sell them popcorn and I sell them tickets and I clean up after them.
If you find that you're having a hard time getting your homework done and completing your studies before you get a job, I wouldn't recommend jumping into it with both feet.
Part-time jobs lead to juggling and balancing, as well as increased stress.
The people that I work with sometimes don't like to work, so I'm like stuck doing everything and it sucks. Job's a stressful time.
The more of a load you put on yourself, you're going to be somewhat more stressed. The key is some people can handle it better than others. There are the people who have organization skills. They know what they're doing and they can handle it. It's still not easy, but I think it is much more doable.
Zabatowick says jobs can be beneficial to teens in moderation.
Start moderate. Don't jump in doing 20 or more hours. I think they recommend somewhere between maybe 10 and 15 hours to start with. Find a job that has flexibility. Sometimes we get in the middle of something, we make a commitment and we feel we have to do it, but we might not see the toll it's taking on us. And maybe by talking with a trusted friend or a parent, they might say, look, you're not the same person, you're struggling, things aren't working. Maybe you need to maybe cut back your hours or maybe decide to leave totally.
This has been Kylie Fine with your story.
Now for some announcements. The annual Recent Works Arts Show will be held next Thursday beginning at 5:30 p.m. in the Media Center. Come check out students' artworks and stay to the awards. Prom tickets are on sale now till next Thursday in the Commons during lunch. Tickets are $25 each and cash and check are accepted. Attendance makeup will take place tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. in the first floor classrooms. Money and forms must be turned in to attendance today. No money will be accepted tomorrow. Now here's Katie with more.
Thanks, India. Senior Field Day will take place next Friday in the stadium from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Seniors must check in by 9 a.m. by the far gate with your student ID. All early dismissals or late arrivals must be cleared through attendance by next Wednesday. See senior class sponsor Lori Humphrey for more information. Seniors who want to play bubble ball at the field day next Friday must have their signed waivers turned in by next Wednesday. Waivers are in the senior cafeteria. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.